like a startup to me. I mean, it's not, no offense, but I mean, it's
very much a startup.
It's very much community. It's very much, what do you have? Do you want to be a part of it? How can you help? When can you contribute to the cause? Can you be supportive? Yeah.
That's all we're doing. That's really all we're doing here.
Right.
You know, I think. I worked for a nonprofit before this, and they do good work, but they weren't doing what I wanted to do. They were teaching lessons, which is cool, but I teach lessons out of my house. South Seattle deserves more than just affordable art lessons.
You look at what Queen City or Grand Valley was 40 years ago. You know, when my parents were in school, my parents both went to public school. And everybody was from working class families. And you couldn't really stereotype different groups nearly as much because everyone came from a working family.
A lot of families in South Seattle are doing the best they can just to get a job or just to make ends meet, let alone like trying to find, you know, arts or, you know, extracurricular activities for the children. So if you can just provide that for them for free and just throw it in their face and say, here it is, you know, that's a start.
And what's really great about CAC, I think, is that there are a multitude of programs to appeal to a variety of kids and families and cultures, and Taste International, I think, is a perfect example of that.
We started the pilot at Franklin, and we partnered with Mount Baker Community Club. We had some really great sponsors like Serve the Top, Green Plate Special, and I wanted these young people to be able to feel like they can be whoever they are and to explore something new.
I think those programs are very valuable in helping to preserve our cultural heritage and our values and our language. But not only preserve, but to promote and share these values across different ethnic communities.
And, you know, I think the coolest thing about Taste International is that kids did bring in their own recipes, but then they realized that in another recipe from another place around the world, there's pretty similar ingredients. There's just
better,
like,
yes.
you know, maybe a couple spices are different, or like the way you prepare it is different, you know, but like it's basically the same thing.
The big thing in Taste International is that Taste International is grassroots. You know, we want to reach out to people, we want people to get involved, and we want you to believe in the kids, we want you to believe in the community, and then we create this extremely powerful avenue of love through culture and love through exploring and love through discovering, and it starts by us believing in them.
Ben originally approached us about the mural. You know, his vision was to create this, you know, multicultural, very diverse mural for Columbia City, and when we presented it to our youth council, they were very excited and eager to lend their ideas and their voice and their creativity to this project.
You know, Emily has done a fantastic job of not only doing the research, the historical research, but just listening to people's stories and putting it down on a piece of paper for people to draw and paint.
The design that I had in my head when I started was completely evolved.
The mural project went to a 3rd grade class, the Rainier Valley Food Bank, the Washington Services for the Blind. I mean, all these places are varying ages and groups. It went to a rehabilitation center that deals with adults that have mental deficiencies.
It was a really interesting experiment for me in terms of creating the design and then relinquishing all control and just putting it into the hands of people and then taking it back to connect it all together again.
It's not just a mural. There's more to it. There are these stories that people are telling. There are these, you know, personal mythologies that we're trying to gather from people. But then also that each part of this mural tells a different perspective of the South End.
there is a lot of history that's untold, a lot of history that people don't know, and we could all enjoy and benefit from it.
You know, when you asked that question, I knew exactly what I was going to say. I've thought about it many, many times. So I'm just going to say it. I got here through a ticket. And I looked at my journey to get here. And one day I called Constance and I said, hey, I got a ticket. Can I come serve her down there? And she said, yeah, come on down. And then once I got here, I realized this was a place where camaraderie is. Number one, top of the list. And if you look at the people here, there's a diverse people here. There's fat, there's skinny, there's rich, there's poor, there's black, there's white. But the camaraderie is the name of the game.
I never could have created this on my own. And I think that because of that, it's better, it's stronger, it has a deeper connection to a broader audience and deeper ties to a real community.
Arts programming isn't necessarily to create like an army of artists. Like that's not the point of it. The point of it is to let people experience themselves, explore their people, explore their cultures, gain confidence. It deals with anybody and everybody that wants to or doesn't have access to opportunities to engage in creativity. Simply put.
There are so many opportunities here to really empower this community and kind of showcase the best of the different people and families and children and ideas that we have in this area.
We need to invest in programs, businesses, institutions, organizations that allow people to feel that they are part of this community. The idea that art can happen at any point in time. And it does happen at any point in time. That's what photographers capture, that's what visual artists capture, that's what musicians compose. Like those instances in our lives that inspire and motivate us and allow us to recognize creativity. And that's what we're trying to inspire and motivate the kids. The money that you invest into Community Arts Create will go into two spaces. One is an incubation space. That incubation space is going to be used to bring all of the programs that we've done so far into one place. It will be an attempt to bring in our art walk, our folk music program, our kitchen program and cooking program, and our art installation program under one roof, so that we can have workstations for art projects, so that we can have a stage and practice space for musicians and people that want to jam, so we have a kitchen and a garden space for people that want to cook and garden and combine those together. So the money that you invest will go into renovating that space and creating a community incubation space that's more than just a community center, but a space where people have the freedom and the ability to explore themselves creatively, socially, all with the mission of community and meeting new people. So with the other half of the money, we will buy a van and a trailer so that we can take all of these programs that we've already been doing and we've already been doing off-site for the last 2 years and just consolidating it so that we can streamline those programs and take them to people as we need to. But also having the trailer allows us to take all those resources, all those art materials and instruments and art walk decorations anywhere that we want to go and bring that art walk to you, or bring that music festival to you, or bring that art workstation to you, so that we can continue to offer the programming that we wanted to offer the way we wanted to offer it, which is free and accessible for anybody in the community. Donate money to this Kickstarter so that we can bring Community Arts Create into one community location.